curious if there's any fulfilled prophecy in Islam that you would point to and say this was prophesied and this has been fulfilled.
Yes, there's a lot of prophecies. So one of them, which is happening right now in our time. So the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Arabia, right? This is, we're talking about 1400 years ago. In Arabia, all the people knew about Arabia was it was a desert, basically, right? And the Prophet Muhammad said that this Arabian Peninsula will go back to being a land of rivers and gardens. Now it's interesting, he said it'll go back to being. Now the Prophet Muhammad was illiterate. He did not know how to read or write. He didn't have access to geological equipment to dig the earth to figure out and find that, hey, centuries ago it was once a land of rivers and gardens. But at the same time, he also said that it's going to go back. And today, as we speak, grass is growing in the deserts in Arabia. And it's changing. Right? That's one. I'll give another one, and then Sheikh, if you want to add another one. In the time of the Prophet Muhammad, the Persian Empire and the Roman Empire had a massive slugfest. That they were at it, right? They were just battles after battles. And this is in the 7th century, in the early 600s or so. The Persian Empire was defeating the Romans, conquest after conquest, to the point so the Romans had control over northern Arabia, to the point that they came and they took over northern Arabia. They went all the way into Jerusalem and conquered their spiritual capital, basically. That shows you how bad the Romans were being defeated. And at this point, the predominant view was that the Romans are done. The superpower now is going to be the Persian Empire, period. At this time, and there's a chapter in the Quran called the Romans, right? Chapter 30, which I'll just read it now. So now this was revealed. It says, the Romans have been defeated. They've been defeated battle after battle. In a nearby land, which was close, nearby land meaning close to Mecca and Medina, which was the northern Arabian area, Jerusalem, etc., which was controlled by the Romans. Yet following their defeat, they will triumph within 3 to 9 years. The whole matter rests with God before and after victory. And so here God mentions exactly that between 3 to 9 years that the Romans will come back. Now, when this was revealed, the polytheists of Mecca were laughing because everyone at that time had believed the Persians are going to overcome the Romans for good. They were laughing. They were actually taking bets that the Quran is going to be wrong, right? And then exactly within 3 to 9 years, the Roman Empire comes back and starts making conquests and gains back all their land. So the prophecies that have come by the Prophet Muhammad, they're of the nature where it's not like, it's going to rain within 10 years, like something that could happen. The prophecies that came were prophecies that where people would say, that's impossible. This desert is not going to become a land of rivers and gardens. What are you talking about? There's no way the Romans are coming back. And so those are a couple examples.
Yeah, I'll just mention one more. There's a famous statement of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, where he tells us that one of the signs of the hour coming, basically one of the signs of the end of the world, is that you will have shepherds who are poor, they're barefooted, they don't even have any clothes, they're so poor. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, tells us that there's going to come a time where they will compete with each other in building tall buildings. And in one narration, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he even says that these are Arabs. Now, if you look at today, I would say within the last 30 to 40 years, the tallest buildings in the world are in the Arabian Peninsula, right? So that's one prophecy. I mean, there's so many other prophecies. Like another prophecy the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, tells us is that there's going to come a time where people are going to be clothed yet naked at the same time. I'm sure we can see many manifestations of that today. There's a ton more prophecies that we can mention, but those are just a few. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.